verse 13, okay, verse 13 is Om Śri Sāi Sarva Sanga Parityāgine Namaḥ. Okay, sorry, I may not be able to pronounce this correctly, okay? So what it means is that salutation to Śri Sāi, who has renounced all worldly attachment. And we had 2 sessions on this already, and today's is the 3rd session. And I think we have gone through very in detail about worldly attachment. Okay, worldly attachment. So this is where I know that the verse 13 is on salutation to Śri Sāi, who has renounced all worldly attachment. Okay, and we went through some 13 worldly attachment. Material possession, sensory pleasure, social status and recognition, relationships, okay, ego and self-identity, power and control, ambition and goal, beliefs and ideology, habits and routine, physical appearance and health, outcome and results, past and future, technology and virtual worlds, okay? So this is where from birth to death, as we are born, okay, as we grow, okay, in our youth, okay, we gather material possession, okay, and a lot of other things we also become attached to, our health, you know. As we're young, we always want to look, you know, youthful. We want to make sure, you know, a lot of things, okay. But then comes suddenly, just now we talk about death, okay, suddenly death comes. And all these things that we have, what we call gather, become meaningless, okay? We cannot bring all these things with us, you know, to the next world, okay? That's why Swami always tell the story of Alexander the Great, okay? When he died, you know, during one of his adventures, okay? He told his generals, his soldiers, okay? You know, carry me in a coffin, make sure that 2 of my hands can be seen, okay? Is to tell the world that when we leave the world, we cannot bring anything with us. All right? So this is where to really understand further, okay? So are these worldly attachment the real happiness in life? So all of us are born some time ago, and that is something which we do not know when it will come, okay? I will be talking to you now, but I do not know whether the next day I still be around to talk to you, okay? So that is something which we do not know. So to really, really understand this particular verse 13, we need to understand what is the purpose of life. So this is where, okay, I will show this later on. Right, just give me 1 minute. Okay, let me tell this story again, okay? In 2018, we were organizing the Chinese New Year celebration in Saigon Hall. So I think about 2 months before this event, we were asking this question, Swami, what is the message you want us to convey to those people coming for the Chinese New Year celebration? So this question was, keep coming on, okay? So whatever questions we have comes from Swami. So a group of us then travel, up north. We had about 4 hours drive to view one of the presentation. So this group from All-Star, they were preparing a presentation. So we want to view how is the quality of the presentation. Then the leader of the group came and said, Billy, hey, for Chinese New Year 2018, we want to do some decoration in Saigon Hall. Okay, good, okay. And we have actually printed out the decoration, all right? And then that lady, roll out. Do you see on the right-hand side and the left-hand side? So this, in Chinese, we call these couplets. Chinese New Year come, they like to bring these couplets. This is some kind of a poem. So when they roll out these couplets, and when I saw these couplets, my hair stand, okay? Because the message in this couplet is a very profound, has a very profound meaning. And it answers directly to the questions that has been bothering me, okay? So for this Chinese New Year, what is a message that we want to convey to the devotees? Now, so these particular couplets is the last two lines of an ancient Chinese stanza. Okay, so in Chinese it says the following, okay, 人生难得经已得，佛法难闻经已闻，此生不向今生度，更待何生度此生. Which means that the first two lines means a human birth is very hard to attain. Yet now I have it. Now I have this, got this very body, okay? And rarely is the Buddha's teaching to be heard, yet now I heard it. Because those days they don't have internet, and those who really are able to access Buddha's teachings are really fortunate. And then the last two lines is, in this lifetime, if I do not liberate myself, in which lifetime then should I seek liberation? So not only is this message very profound, the fact that it is being printed out, so I think Swami wanted this to be conveyed to the audience, and we don't have to worry about printing, okay? It was printed out, and look at the height, it's just nice, okay? Put it up here and everyone can see this message, right? So the message is, in this life, if I do not liberate myself, in which lifetime then should I seek liberation? So this is where, if we understand the purpose of life, what is the purpose of life? It is to liberate ourselves. Then we understand that it is very important for us to understand what are these worldly attachments, okay? All right. So if you understand this, then the purpose of life is to what we call, okay. Now let's listen to Swami, what Swami has to say about detachment, okay? So Swami said, I do not want you all to become sannyasis and to give up everything. All that I want you to do is to carry on your duties, place your faith in God, and realize that there's one fundamental reality underlying all things. When you get this realization, detachment will develop in you of its own accord. Detachment is not acquired by compulsion. As love of God grows, indifference to worldly things develop naturally. Okay, so as much as we understand that detachment is important if you really want to reach the goal of life, so how do we do it? So we say, don't worry, just do your duty, okay? Have faith in God and realize that there is one fundamental reality underlying all things. What is meant by one fundamental reality underlying all things, okay? So if we look at our body, if we place our palm on the left side of our chest, we will feel the beating of the heart. So there is a kind of supreme intelligence, a kind of force that makes our heart beat, that makes sure the blood circulate in us, all right? That the food digests in our body, so that we have no control over the body. And there is this supreme energy that controls our body. And this energy that controls our body is also doing the same thing in every one of us, in everyone in the world. So this is where we are one, okay? We think we are so special, but actually, there's this force in every one of us. So this is where we need to understand we need to go back to the main goal of our Sāi organization, okay? So many of us will know this, but this is something very fundamental. And Swami once said that many of us do not understand the purpose of this organization. And there are some happenings, quite recently, which this this is very true that many of us do not understand. That's why we got so much of problem. Okay, there's always said that the main purpose of this Śri Sāi organization is to help humanity recognize its inherent divinity. So what is meant by inherent divinity? Which means goodness in us. There's so much of goodness in us. There's so much compassion in us. These are inherent. These are the hidden divinity. So our purpose in life is to, make sure that this particular compassion, this love, okay, envelop us, become bigger and bigger, and envelop the whole. Okay. So your duty is to emphasize the one, to experience the one in all you do and speak. All right, which means the purpose of life is to understand that this so-called inherent divinity in us is also in everyone. So all of us are one, although we may appear different, okay? And then the objective of the organization is, the organization named after me are not to be used for publicizing my name or creating a cult around my worship. Okay. In fact, now there's a group of people try to, what they call, separate us, try to pull us to join them to build up the numbers. This is totally wrong, okay? In fact, the center leaders, Swami have put up in the charter, they should serve only 2 terms, okay? Unless, there's some, what they call, reasons, then they can extend their terms. So Swami does not want us to be attached to certain posts, okay? And the purpose of the organization is to try to spread interest in reciting God's name, meditation, and other spiritual exercise that lead man Godward. So the purpose of the organization is to lead man Godward, which means help us to become divine. They must demonstrate the joy derivable from devotional singing and remembering the Lord's name, and the peace that one can draw from good company. So we should, devote ourselves to the practice of bhajans, all right, and namasmarana, okay, and then we will find peace, okay. And they must render selfless service to the helpless, the sick, the distressed, the illiterate, and the needy. And their service should not be exhibitionistic. It must seek no reward, not even gratitude or thanks from the recipient. Okay, so, so with this, okay, what is the best gift that we can give to Swami on his 100th birthday? Okay, with that, let me go to the next slide, and I'd like Sister Doreen to share with us, this particular message and on the sealing on desires. Okay, so Sister Doreen, over to you. You have mentioned this in the Chinese New Year video program. Okay.
Yeah, Sairam, brothers and sisters. Swami has mentioned this, that in everything that we do, we have to understand a few things. And especially if as we conduct our lives, we have to look at the point of where we stand. Because there are so many things in life that individually we want to experience when we were younger. And over the years, some may gravitate towards materialism, some may gravitate towards ambition, and so many things else that we can, as we go through our life, we will experience. But one of the most important things that we must understand is that, for example, even as a child or as we grow older, do we eat to live or we live to eat? For example, So, but you can see that for some, this concept of sealing on desires is not easily taught sometimes, because this is like control of our desires. But the four main components are like what is in this chart here: not to waste money, not to waste food, time, and energy. So Swami has always stressed on the importance of control of our senses, because we are essentially what we see and what we hear. And in our search for happiness, in our search for success, in our search for contentment, we sometimes we want to do what is necessary, but sometimes we are sort of hijacked by things like, for example, people, the environment we are in, the friends we keep company with. So we always have to do something called watch, where we have to really watch over ourselves as to, watch even when wherever we are, do we really need it or do we want it? If we need it, can we afford it? So all these are questions that we must not only learn but teach our young ones as well, so that if for us to be happy, actually we need to feel that to be happy and contented with what we have or what we have received. But of course, ambition is not wrong, but there is a limit on everything. And another thing that you see, a lot of us, we can make plans, right? But at the end of the day, actually it's Swami who will direct us. And if we, sometimes when things do not happen the way we want it, we may not feel happy. But sometimes we must understand, when we are traveling this path, not every day is a happy day. Sometimes there will be disappointments along the way. But if we understand that it is Swami behind everything, then we won't feel so upset. Yeah, and life is so much easier to live. Okay, Sairam, thank you, brothers and sisters.
Thank you, Sister Doreen. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yes. Someone want to share something? This is a very good book. Okay, if you can purchase this book. This book is written by Phyllis Crystal. Okay, in fact, somewhere in 1983 there was a conference, and Swami talks about sealing on desires. And subsequently, in the interview, Phyllis Crystal then gathered more information from Swami. Okay, and she wrote this book. This book tells us, okay, what is meant by do not waste money, do not waste food, do not waste time, and do not waste energy. It talks about the way we can go about, practicing on this. Okay, anyone like to?
Sarah, Billy.
Yes.
There's one thing I like to share. Many years ago, I read this, He say, to me, it's real wisdom, He said, money is not money. Money is not money till you use it usefully. Very powerful message. So money we have, we must use it, but use it in a good way. We don't simply waste it or simply use it, When there's a need to use it, we use it, But I also seen the friends or even relatives who are rich. They are so stingy. They just don't want to spend. They can afford, but they just don't want to spend. They don't even enjoy their life. They are rich, but surprising. This is one of them is my distant uncle. But the wife, different. The wife, I mean, they are rich, so the wife will enjoy lah, you know. Already, okay, let's go and tour some country. But the husband will not go. So his life is very simple, just one, you know, the Chinaman, the underwear, the one of the trousers, you know. He'll wear that and then one singlet only. But he's very rich. But he will not use the money. But the wife will enjoy, but not simply enjoy. I mean, life like that, sometimes you have to, you know, you can enjoy a bit of your life. Doesn't mean you're so stingy that you don't even enjoy it. So I think this is a very great wisdom, selling a desire, but also we need to use the money usefully. That is important, Sarva.
Okay, thank you, Brother James. This number one, do not waste money, reminds me of incident in Putapati. Okay, so there is this brother from Indonesia. Okay, he has got a sponsor to fix this LED screen all over Kuan Hall. Okay, so that those at the back can see what is happening, you know, when there's a performance. And therefore he, you know, try to get permission from Swami. Okay, you know, like a sponsor, shall we fix up LED screen, you know, in the hall? And then Swami said, no. Use the money, you know, for service project to help the poor people. All right. And this is where Swami wants us to really use money properly. Okay. And Swami said, whenever there's a project, good project, don't worry about money. Money will come. And Swami always said that, okay, money is like a pair of shoes. Okay. If the shoe is too big, you're going to have a problem. No? If it's too tight, you won't be comfortable. Okay. Okay, next one is don't waste food. Don't waste food. Okay. So sometimes at function we see, hey, you know, this, you know, buffet style, people take food. But then there are lots of wastage. Yes, Sister Pranam, you'd like to share something? And this is where, you know, for myself, I always make sure that Swami said that, you know, do not leave even a grain of rice on the plate. Okay. So this is something which when my children are young, I always tell them, okay, don't waste food. Food is God. Next one is don't waste time. Okay. Nowadays, okay, whether you like it or not, there are a lot of distraction. Okay. Now, Swami at once said that, okay, you know, television is telepoison. All right. So, you know, following Swami's teaching, okay, I've not watched television for a long time, okay? Although I've got a television at home. But then came this item called the mobile phone. So now the screen fits into your hand. Okay. So it is now very difficult, and this gadget can actually help us to waste a lot of time, okay? Because now the programs are so enticing, okay? I wonder how many of you have got this problem with mobile gadget. And some more, the way we operate, the way we communicate nowadays is through this WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now they got X, YouTube, Messenger, and this I'm not too sure what is this, okay? All right. In fact, you know, SSSI also encourage, okay, we got this Buddha Purnima coming at 8:30 now. In fact, since the 1st of May, okay, every day at 8:30, PM, okay, we broadcast something on Buddha Purnima. So we encourage, our members to watch the programs, okay. But then what happened is that nowadays on YouTube, okay, they have made programs very enticing. They have come up with what they call very attractive thumbnails. Okay, these are called thumbnails. Okay, and now whenever you sit on the bus or you go anywhere, you see a lot of young children being attracted by this. Okay, and even at the restaurant, you see people looking at mobile phones. Okay, so how many of us face the problem of addiction to social media? So, Dr. Sabitan, okay, I think the other day, we had a program on overcoming addiction, okay? So, probably can you share with us what is the view now on addiction to social media,
Sanga, are you able to hear me very clearly?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah, but you sound a bit distant.
How about now?
Can much better, much better. Yes.
Okay. Social media has been actually, I would actually recommend everyone who has a Netflix account to watch this documentary. Not only Netflix, it's also on YouTube. It's called Social Dilemma. Okay, it's called Social Dilemma, SOCIAL-DILEMA. Social Dilemma, whereby you have the top CEOs of social media enterprises who have quit their jobs because they have come to realize after a period of time working in their respective social media companies, what are the social media platforms doing to children nowadays. And they even tell you blatantly out there on the documentary. So it's like a documentary, and they will tell you how they prohibit their own children to access social media accounts, because they know what social media is doing to the brain. So basically, the world is not always moving towards kindness and compassion. And that's also a group of people who just want to monetize everything and just want to get us hooked onto their social media platforms. So when we have these addictions, what we do is we go and see the psychiatrist or the psychologist, right? So the same social media platform will hire psychologists to trick your mind, so your mind will become addicted to the social media platforms. So very good example is the reels, the social media reels, like YouTube reels, Facebook reels. So all these reels are less than 1 minute. So the question I ask here is, if you watch even TikTok as well. So if you watch these reels, okay, less than 1 minute, 30 seconds or 20 seconds, then what happens is you scroll to the next one, you keep on going on and on and on. So what are you training your mind or your brain to do? This is completely opposite than meditation. Meditation, you meditate on one thing over a period of time. Every time your attention runs away, you bring back your attention to your object of concentration. But guess what this is doing? You are moving from one video to another video to another video to another video to another video, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 15 seconds, 1 minute. So you are actually decreasing your attention span to whatever that you choose to do. So the consequences of shorter attention span would be, whenever somebody is talking to you, you'll easily feel like, I very malas want to talk. You won't feel, you can't concentrate when you're doing something. Even while you're watching movies, have you noticed that nowadays in cinemas, the length of the movies have significantly reduced compared to those days? It's not because of anything. It's not because they want to save budget and all. It's only because our attention span collectively has reduced. It means to say that if you watch a 1 hour movie, the chances are that you're going to get bored halfway, and you might even not want to continue watching the movie because your attention span has decreased. So this is not only for movies, for studies. That's why you see children nowadays are no longer very interested to study, despite the multiple attempts of teachers trying to shape their curriculum in so many different ways to get attention. It still doesn't work. And it's very sad, that this is not only on social media. You look at your grandchildren or someone whom you know is younger, your nephew or nieces, and you will notice that in order for them to eat their food, you will have to on the TV first. And while watching the television, only then they can eat. So the point is, though we want to, as much as possible, we want to get out of this, there's also a group of people out there who are trying to get us hooked onto this. And so the step one is just being aware and being really mindful that what you're doing. Swami says sealing on desire, Brother Billy shared just now, sealing on desire not necessarily means your money, your wealth and all that. No, your energy. The other day when I was in Accessory Center sharing the meditation workshop on Journey in Silence, so I asked them, have any of you felt more energized after overthinking? Have any of you felt more energized after unnecessarily thinking about something, worrying about something, contemplating about the past? It never happens. It never happens. You know why? Because every time you think about something or every time you scroll through your social media, you waste energy, and you waste a lot of energy. If you don't believe me, just scroll through. A lot of people nowadays, they scroll through their TikTok to sleep off at night, because, and then over a period of time, what happens is that they cannot sleep. Why? Because when you scroll through your TikTok or you scroll through your Facebook Reels or your YouTube Reels, what happens is that there's a blue light which is invisible to your naked eye. It gets through your eyes, and from your eyes goes through your optic nerves and goes to your brain. So when it goes to your brain, it stimulates your brain, but you will feel tiredness and lethargy over your eyes because your eye muscles are tired. But when your eye muscles are tired, your brain is actually active. When your brain is active, okay, looks like someone is burping online, but so so then what happens is that when your eye muscles are tired and your brain is active, you are actually sleeping, but your sleep is superficial. Your brains will be tired, and guess what? You will have all the weirdest dreams, horrible dreams and nightmares and all. And the next day you run to your partners or you run to your psychiatrist or your doctors and you ask, oh, what's happening? I'm having this kind of dream, that kind of dream. Can you analyze my dream? Actually, you're just not getting enough sleep. Your sleep is not deep enough. If your sleep is really deep, the chances are you will not have any dreams in your sleep. If you're having, your sleep is very superficial. Of course, there are other types of dream which I won't like to, I don't feel it's needed to cover, but majority of people nowadays, they don't sleep deeply. So that is why we have this East workshop webinar, which will be held this Saturday at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And we really hope that all of you can actually tune in and join the East webinar, where Dr. Sharala will actually be speaking and sharing her knowledge. She's an internal medicine physician, and she'll be sharing her knowledge on how you can sleep deeply. And they will also be covering how the necessity or the need for our generation to actually eat healthy, having a positive attitude and awareness, and also the importance of regular exercise. So all of these this is called lifestyle medicine. When you shape your lifestyle accordingly, it's easier for you to break free from this addiction. So I hope, Brother Billy, this is sufficient to shed some awareness. Hopefully, the whole lot of you can join us this Saturday. This is a public outreach program. It's free of charge. If you have not registered, maybe Brother Billy can share the registration link on our chat box so they can join in. Saira.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr.
Billy, one second. I think I just want to also say, for those of you who are here, please also send the same link to other group chats, people, students, young people, even other center members, because the EASE program, EASC, the program is the basis for spirituality. If any one of those 4 aspects is deeply affected, spiritual growth will not take place. It will be compromised. Example, if you do not know how to, like what Sabitan is, if you do not do your regular exercise, or you do not have a general positive attitude, or no sleep deeply, or even eat appropriately, all those acronym for EASE is really the foundation. Only then we can build everything else on that foundation. But if the foundation itself is compromised, we can't, there's nothing that's going to happen. We may just go to the center and physically sit and come back. We may just read a book, but there's no absorption, no integration, no imbibe. So therefore, there will be a lot of activity, but there will not be productivity. So this is the basis for everything in life to progress. So we seriously ask all of you to be present for this coming webinar, which is Sabitan has spoken about. Please spread this as widely as possible so that more and more members will come through. We have also, the circular has also gone to some university students, some different groups of people. So please try your level best to publicize that event, which Billy Fong will send to all of you.
And in case some of you are new, you are not on our WhatsApp group, please text me, okay? I'll put a message in the chat box on your mobile number so that we can put you in our WhatsApp group, okay? All right.
And the basis of this, we must we must study all these things in the context of what we are studying about. We're talking about renunciation. Swami is the one who has renounced all the attachments in the world. So we worship him. So the idea of 108 mirrors is that we look at that mirror and now we must ask ourselves, what are we renouncing? So, and what is the necessity for us to renounce? The Swami said the highest spiritual aspiration is to lose the consciousness of the body so that we can become more and more conscious of the spirit. So the bodily consciousness must be slowly getting lesser and lesser. So addiction is an indication that our rope is still tied to the object. Whatever object, social media, can be money, can be possession, it can be all the 13 things that are too obsessed about recognition, too obsessed about this, so there's a rope that ties us there. When we have those kind of rope tying us to us, what is going to develop? We'll develop identity. Once we have an identity, then we will find that we'll start behaving according to the identity. That's why the prayer always finishes, "Oh Lord, take my everything." But take my everything, one of the things that you must take away is my identity. Because in the identity, if we lose out, we can experience everything. But if we have the identity, we cannot experience. We'll always have a reference point. And that reference point continues to limit us in the level that we are living in. So the whole idea is slowly we lose awareness of those things that we don't really matter to us and become more and more aware of what really should matter. That differentiating point of what matters and not matters is discrimination. And this is the reason why we pray to Ganapati. You see, I'm linking everything up like that. It's a very systematic scope and study of spirituality. Spirituality is like higher than PhD, it's where many people think it's one of the most highest discipline of, and our whole idea is for us to develop a kind of lifestyle. Once we develop that kind of deep rooted lifestyle, you'll find forever we are always blissful. That's why last Monday, we in USA, we had a study circle on karma and karma yoga, how to convert work to inspired work. And it was really very nicely conducted. They really took a lot of pain to explain, and a lot of, I mean, nice, very deep study circle we had. But that is the whole idea. How do we continuously live in an inspired way? So the purpose of renunciation is not a chore. It's not a hard work. It's not like as if you have to do cut off. No, only when we give up those things can we live in an inspirational zone. Once we're in inspired zone, wow, every day will be a fantastic day to live. Every day is a holiday. Every day is a break. Every day is a joy. So this is a mechanism for us to reach. And that is why these 108 names has to be studied, because Bhagavan is teaching us to go into this zone, this inspirational spiritual zone. So I just wanted to put the context. Otherwise, we must study all these things in the context of this larger picture that we have. So sorry, Billy.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Suresh. Sister Mailing, are you here? All right. Now let's go back to this particular slide on.
Oh, Billy, just go back to that 13 point, please. Because I'm very, this is very, I'm very fascinated by this 13 thing, because, you know, no, that list just now, you had one list there, one pink color.
Okay, all right.
This one, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so just. Yeah, okay. So I really, no, Billy. Okay, I really ask you to take a snapshot of this one in your handphone. Please take a handphone shot of this and keep it inside there. And you see that every time any problem that you have in your life, okay, any agitation that you possess, any restlessness that you possess, any anxiety that you possess, use this 13 reflection point. Look at it. Why are you affected? Why are you annoyed? Why are you angry? Why are you upset? Is this something related to a material possession that you're losing? Is there something that particular person who said certain things is affecting your sensory pleasure? Is your recognition compromised? Is your social status upset? Is your relationship spoiled? Is it something to do with your own ego, that you feel angry, that you hurt your pride? Are you losing power? Is there control being lost? Is it affecting your ambition? Is it contradicting your belief? Is it uprooting your habit? Is there something related to your physical appearance, that your self-esteem is lost? Are you, the outcome and result that you work for, did it not get achieved? Are you too engrossed in the past and the future? Is the swinging world of the VUCA world, technology and virtual world, is it sweeping you? So when you have these 13 points in your handphone, and you just look back, I just want this 13 points to be a regulatory point for us to discover where the virus is coming from. Because once you discover that virus, you can uproot it, because now you know where it is coming from. And I seriously think this is one of the best ways to detect. So we don't have to, we really, really will be very careful before we make. So I'd like you to take a snapshot of this and use this as a regulatory mechanism to really to analyze your thinking process, so that once you know, oh, this is something to do with my ego. Oh my goodness, this is something to do with recognition, which I should not be looking for. So I'll let it go. Once I let it go, the agitation stops. Mind becomes calm again. And we become equanimous. We attain our equanimous status or equanimity. And Baba said, why? Why you should be having Shanti? Because Baba said, only in Shanti can Buddhi be developed. So Buddhi is intelligence. So that intelligence cannot be developed if I don't have Shanti. So the real reason why this attachment should go, renunciation should go, is for Buddhi to develop. So higher and higher Buddhi we come out, discrimination will be powerful. And that's when we focus on what matters, you see. So please take a snapshot, all of you, please take a snapshot and keep it in your handphone. And this is a nice way to regulate our system, so that our job is to make sure that we address where the viruses of disunity, disharmony, agitation, and restlessness is coming, the source of it coming from. Kill away the source, destroy the source. There's no more no more that the thought won't be coming to us anymore. And that actually is the real happiness. You see, the question was asked, the real happiness. So this question, I'm just helping you to answer this question that Billy Fong asked us now.
Okay, and also always remember this word, that, because Somaya has said that always remember two things, God and that. When we constantly think of that, then we prioritize more important things in life. Okay, in fact, there's one particular country where people there are very happy. You know, why are you so happy? I think it's the country of Bhutan. Oh, because we always think of that. You know.
Yeah, Bhutan as the happiness index is one of the highest happiness index. Yeah, and this is what Swami said. If you what scorpion bites you, be happy that a snake has not bitten you. If a snake bites you, be happy that a poisonous snake has not bitten you. Like that, if anything happened, go to the far extreme, which is death. Supposing today now you're lying in our coffin. Okay, will that agony of not having the house, will that matter to you? Will that fight that you had with your neighbor, will that matter? Nothing will matter, you know. Actually, to be honest, if you mentally think, supposing doctor came and told you, oh, we have 4th stage cancer and we only 2 months to live, you know, nothing matters anymore, you know. Nothing that we held important is no more important anymore. You know, nothing that matters. So really speaking, it will shake everything away the moment we know we are moving away. But when we are attached, that's why the youth, you find the attachment becomes fast, because we feel that the energy is there, everything is there, so everything we want to move. But when we become Vanaprastha stage after 60, that energy is no more there. You suddenly find, hey, you're drifting away, time is going to come. Suddenly the energy is not going out to those sensory objects anymore. So if you can have that dedication, is amazing. That's why Swami said, if you give me the entire youth, if you give me the whole youth, whenever you are, wherever you are, I will always be with you, Swami said. So this is I was talking to the youth also, you know, this is the good time to develop all these qualities. So Billy said about this death thing is so powerful, and so just keep this slide. I'm telling you, if you keep this slide on your handphone, we will seldom go wrong, you know.
Okay, all right. Now, next, I'd like you all to watch this particular video. Just watch this video first, okay? Okay, all right. So all those worldly attachment is just like what is happening now in the monkey, okay? We call it the monkey mindset humans, okay? So this is the kind of mistakes we all make in our lives, that we are never satisfied with what we have and what we have received. We want more and more and more, to the extent that we can't even enjoy what we already have. And in our concern to grab more and more, we forget to enjoy life with what we already have. So this video is an excellent lesson for all of us humans, okay?
So this video is nice. See, what we should do is, we should now look at this video. then we look like in our life, if I look like this video, to me personally, if I look at it, it reminds me of my remember I always told you, I tell you all, I go to the airport, I buy this book, I buy that book, wherever when I go to India or wherever, I must go to the bookshop. It's important I go to the, if I go to Chennai, means I must go to the borders, I must get that book. It became a possession, everywhere I go, any new book, I must get that one. So this, and read in the airport, read. Suddenly I realized one day, how much book, I can get enough book to read. I have moksha 5 times. Why I should keep on reading this? So the thing is, this monkey is giving us, sometimes when you become too wanting something, it just keeps on going on. You'll never end. It will never end. So we must have that. So we must ourselves see, what is it that we are running after, so much? What is it that, see, this is a very important exercise in spirituality. See, one is knowing, there's a difference between knowing certain things. Like, yeah, it's a good video, is very important. Yes, so we must, but being is totally different. Knowing is one thing, being is another. Being means we need to know what is it really, I must become really like a police officer within my own mind and my own system, and scrutinize and see how critical we are. Yeah, I'm true. Sometimes I'm too possessed about clothes, or sometimes I'm too possessed about cars. Sometimes I'm too. So we find out that where is that idea coming in, and then nip it at the bud so that we don't get carried away. Otherwise, it will be like the deer, like Sita was there and Rama rushed after the deer. The deer kept running away from the forest, running towards the forest, and the Rama went after, and then finally shot an arrow. So like that, the deer will keep on running. There's no end to this whole thing. Ambition, yeah, like what Sister Doreen said, ambition, yes, but when you run after that, that will keep on going. So there's no end, there's no line that you can actually keep a draw. So this is why this is very important exercise for us to see. In other words, contentment is important, but more importantly also to see the quality of life is not determined by the quantity of what you have. So this is good, this very nice picture. We should use this for explaining to our SSC children and group 3 children and all that.
Okay, and this particular slide, okay, is a story of Aji Papat. Okay, he's a very devoted devotee. Okay, and once Swami told him, simplify your life. Okay, when we really follow this, our life will become more happier. Okay. Okay, so if you have a car, do we really need to have BMW? Okay, if you can afford it, if it's used to what they call, the company provide for it, go for it, okay? But otherwise, don't crave for, because whether it's a Proton, okay, or a Produa or BMW, it brings you to the same place, all right? And when you really simplify your life, you have contentment, okay? They say a contented man is the happiest man in the world.
Ajit Papat is in UK. I know him very well because when we were in Scotland for quite some time, I came to know him. It's such a nice, wonderful man. You know how his life is. He will be working. One day he will sleep. When he sleep, well, not one day, every night he sleep. But during one of the night, suddenly he'll get a dream. Swami will tell him to come to Puttaparthi. Next day morning, he'll call the agent, book the first ticket out from London, and land in Puttaparthi. The moment Ajit Papat comes to Puttaparthi, Swami's darshan, Swami immediately will call him, like as if it like telegraph like that, Then immediately he'll be called to the room, and then they will be discussing certain things, asking him to do certain things here, there, and he will come back. So like that, their connection is so very simple and very. He takes a lot of devotees from London also to go and see Swami, and he makes these large, big cakes. The size of the cake is just amazing. If the cake has to go into cargo, big, large cakes the devotees all make, and they'll put Swami, I love you, those kind of words, and then they'll take it there. So after the seva and all the programs that they do, they'll cut the cake in front of Swami like that. So he's a very, very devoted person. So sometimes he brings a lot of these things, like a lot of pencils for Swami students, a lot of those things he'll give like gifts. He'll come there and give, present something to Swami for, not for Swami students, for certain things that he is asked to do. He will do like that. Very simple in heart, and always like Hanuman, wanting to do a lot of things. And he commanded a lot of respect from people in London, in England those days.
Okay, so these 3 lines is very insightful. Okay, simplify your life. Okay, okay, now next. Yep. Someone want to share something? Okay.
They simplify your life also. The simple thing is, even the religious things, sometimes we see a lot of things very complicated. I mean, a lot of procedures. So actually the whole point is, this simplifies, comes back to that story of that Gita when the Swamiji was sitting there explaining to the Gita. Remember, to all the other Swamijis were sitting there, the Guru was teaching everything, then one boy was looking at Swamiji, and then the great Guru said, Krishna turned around and looked at Arjuna and gave the Gita. Then that boy was crying like crazy, was tearing away. Then after the whole Gita was over, everybody fell on the Guru's feet. Then the boy also was called. He asked, the Guru said, why are you crying? Are you crying because my Gita explanation was so overwhelming? He said, no. I was so taken aback when Krishna turned his neck so long, he has to talk to Arjuna. His neck must be paining, right? So he was crying for that pain. And Baba said, who will get the moksha? Who will get the mukti? The one who is trying the level best to understand, or the one who is already connected to Krishna and Krishna's pain? So that is the formula. So simplify. It's not the intellectual explanation, understanding, but actually getting to the experience of the feeling level. It's at the feeling level, how you feel for the teacher, how you feel for the master, how that feeling level is what that. So the simplification of everything that we do is that feeling level which we have, then we'll be connected. So that is why in everything. So how can we get that connected? Only through simplicity, through openness, through frankness, through transparency. So in other words, one layer. So we cannot be multiple layer. We cannot be doing something, pretending something. We cannot be acting somewhere as doing something else. You have to be as plain as ever. And why you should be plain as ever? Because when we die and go on the other side of the world, they see you just straight away. So we cannot, the mask must drop off, your positions drop off, recognition drop off, or beliefs drop off, everything drops off. So you are only what you are when you are judged the other side. So then why not we practice this in our living? That's what this looks like a simple mantra, but this is actually the real essence of how to get to the other side of the world. And that is why in Jesus Christ, in Christianity, heaven is open for those who are childlike. So the word is there, childlike means childlike innocence. So that the innocence is how we simplify our life to reach innocence. And that is the only gateway to get to the other side. So this is very nice. It's very simple, very easy, but it is the most powerful statement. Next one.
Okay. There are some slides here now by Sister Mei, but she's not here yet. Let me see. Okay.
What is the one? The hand there?
Oh yeah. I'm not too sure. No? Is the hand holding the secret, or the secret is holding the hand? No? She's supposed to explain this, but today is the birthday of her husband and the child. So I think they're celebrating. Okay. Just go to okay. So there's a question. Okay, what desire would I choose to decrease or limit so that I can be free to enjoy my life journey and experience my full essence as a divine being? Okay, Sister Doreen. Okay, this was your story of your dream trip. Okay, cruise to nowhere. Okay, Sister Doreen, like to share the story?
Okay, actually on 22nd April I shared, but it's okay, I can share again. Okay, what happened was before the lockdown for COVID in 2020, I and my cousin had booked for a round-the-world cruise. It was supposed to be for 90 over days. And so then the lockdown happened. So of course the everything had to be postponed. And when the pandemic prolonged, so it was postponed from 2020 to 2021 to 2022. And each time they postponed, they gave us more incentives, you know. They upgraded us from and you know, to a better ship. They gave us more coupons that can be used on board. You know, although everything was provided, but they gave us added incentives. And so by the time when the lockdown was over, my cousin who had booked with me, we were supposed to go together, she turned 80. So she didn't want to go. But I had this strong desire to go because it was covering many countries which I have never been before, including something called Northern Lights. It was supposed to go around the world. It would touch Honolulu, US, Canada, you know, all around, and even places like Guatemala and all that. So I had this very strong desire to go. So came to the year when we were supposed to be going that year, later part of the year. So we applied for all our visas. Everything was arranged. And so I also decided to go for a briefing on the cruise because for me, if I wanted to go, I had to find someone to replace my cousin. And so I went. So when I went to the hotel, which was to be where the briefing was, when I took the lift up to the 14th floor, the moment the lift doors opened, I got the shock of my life. Right in front of me was a big, huge picture of Swami. So then I was thinking, how come? Then I realized that the hotel belonged to one of the Sai devotees, a very prominent businessman in Malaysia, Dato' Vincent Tan. Yeah. And so I was a bit taken aback. But I thought, never mind, I go for the briefing. And after the briefing, I was thinking, there must be a reason why Swami, picture is there before me, And so the tour agency gave me 1 month to find a replacement. It was so difficult to find someone to replace my cousin. And at the end of the 1 month, I had no choice. If I don't cancel, then they told me also I had to pay extra. I have to pay extra, not only pay extra, but to share with someone whom I didn't know for 3 months. So I decided I'm going to cancel, although I have to give up a lot of the places which I have always wanted to go. So what happened was that the moment I canceled the trip, very fast they gave me the refund. They told me 1 month, but within 2 weeks I got the money back, And then I was thinking, now that I have the money back, if Swami had appeared before me, showed me his big picture, there must be a reason. So I decided I wanted to go to Prashanti. And so I contacted several people who wants to go Prashanti. And there was this Yatra group leaving from our Rawang Center ladies. They had a Yatra. And Sister Mei Ling was in charge. And I joined them. And it was amazing. The day that I flew to Puttapati was actually the day that I was supposed to be flying to Yokohama to start the cruise. And I had a wonderful yatra there. And when I came back, I had this urge now to do some seva. So then I was thinking for a long time, I have not been to, I used to go, but I haven't been again since to Sai School, Thailand. So I arranged, and somehow Swami let it happen, and we were booked to go to Sai School, Thailand. A month before the trip, there was a COVID breakout in Sai School, Thailand. And I was informed, and they told me about it. They said, we have to inform you. But of course, the 20 over students and teachers who are involved have been, isolated and under quarantine. So I had to tell the group that I was bringing. But surprisingly, all of us said, let us pray for the school. Let us pray for the children. Let us not cancel, because there's still another month to go. So with full faith, we continued doing what we the seva, we bought Christmas presents for the children. We did everything that as though we are going for the trip, no matter what. And the day before we left, the school was declared COVID-free. And so we could fly in, and we could spend 1 week there doing the Christmas seva with the children. And we could see Dr. At Ong Junsai every day, and we had bhajans. We had so many things that was happening. And the day we were flying back, surprisingly, it was the day, it was the time when I'm supposed to be finishing my world cruise. So somehow Swami has planned it all, And the night that we left for the airport, COVID came back to the school. So it's like Swami suspended the COVID for 1 week so that our entire group meant to go for this seva could go. And we came back happily, And in fact, Brother James was one of the participants in that trip. So it's so amazing how Swami showed us that it is all his will, If not, we wouldn't have been able to go for this trip because there was COVID, right? But Swami suspended it for 1 entire week, and the school was completely COVID-free. We went. The moment we came out, COVID came back. So it's a real miracle. So to me, and the strange thing is that after all this happened, the few months, I had no more desire to go for a round the world cruise, I only want to go to Puttapati. So thank you, brothers and sisters. This is my short sharing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sister Doreen. Okay. All right. Now, then the second question is, what is the important relevance and role of vairagya in spirituality? Okay. Vairagya means detachment. Okay. So the birth of detachment in man assures him of the birth to bliss in him. Even if people practice for ages, they do not radiate divine splendor as long as their mind are sunk in the water of sensual pleasures. There's no salvation for man as long as his mind and heart do not become one, aflame with divine radiance. Right? And then Swami said, how can one attached to the self turn towards the higher self? Detachment alone can lead one to the awareness of the immortal self. This is the price one has to offer to receive the reward. Give up and gain. That is the divine law, okay? So give up all the bad qualities. And then what next? Okay, so let me say that God is showering his love and grace on everybody, but the unfortunate ones are unable to receive them. What is the reason? Their feeling do not match with God's feeling. They do not understand God's will. God is the embodiment of love and the ocean of compassion. But you are unable to receive God's love and compassion because you have filled your mind with worldly feelings. If you want to receive something sacred, give up all that is unsacred. When the head is empty, it is filled with anything. But if the head is already starved with worldly desires, how is it possible to fill it with sacred feelings? First and foremost, empty your head of all worldly feelings. Only then can it be filled with divine love. For this, you have to cultivate sacrifice. That is true yoga. So how do we make sure that whatever we think, whatever we feel are always sacred and pure? And this is where Swami has given us the formula, okay? So this is where Swami has given us a morning prayer. And during the morning prayer, Swami wants us to affirm, okay? Oh Lord, I'm born now from the womb of sleep. I'm determined to carry out all tasks this day as offerings to thee with the ever-presence before my mind's eye. Make my thoughts, words, and deeds sacred and pure. So this is where Swami wants us to say this affirmation. Every morning, Swami, please make my thoughts, words, and deeds sacred and pure. Let me not inflict pain on anyone. Let no one inflict pain on me. Direct me and guide me this day. Okay. All right. So with that, we'll finish with verse 13. And next week onwards, we will break into groups and to discuss about these verses. Okay. So, group 4. And any questions so far before I talk about this?
So, Billy.
Yep.
Yeah, just share something. Hopefully, can help some of you lah. I do not know, but this is what I practice lah. Like you say now, the WhatsApp and all that affecting us. Sleep also affected because we are carrying the mobile phone and all that. So, for me, normally I like, for example, I only check my mobile phone. I only check my mobile phone when I'm free. When I'm free. So if friend call me or a friend want to contact me urgently, they need to call me. Right? If they send message, I won't see until I'm free. So that is one of the practice I practice. Even if I take the dog for walk, my phone will be like flight on already. That means you can't call me. Even I go for exercise, I also do that. You can't call me or even WhatsApp me. So I have my own personal time. This is one thing I do. I see the WhatsApp only when I'm free only. Not every WhatsApp come, I will look at it. Actually, I don't. I find when I got time only. So there's one thing. The other thing is, I don't know how many of you, before you go to sleep, I know young people normally don't do that. But for me, before I go to sleep, my phone will be totally off. Totally off. The power will be off. So that's another thing I do, right? And then, let me see. Sorry. And then the other thing is, young people, we notice, I think like us, all brothers and sisters can do is, try as much as possible, during dinner time with family member or with friend, no phone. Unless it's something urgent and important that you are waiting, then otherwise, okay. Otherwise, put the phone down. It's very common, you go there's a lot of people still holding phone, watching and all that, They don't like if you are eating lunch with your wife, you are looking at the phone. So minimize that will be good lah. At least you spend time with the family members. Then just now you said about cars for transport. You don't need to buy a BMW and all that, which is true because we also know that people who are, or there are people who actually buy expensive car, and it's more of an ego or show or because of their position and all that, you know. So what happened when the end month comes, the salary, like half will go to the installment car, and then they'll be struggling to survive, you know. It's quite common people practice this. I think one of the things that buying car is not for the what, you know, it's not for ego or to show off, you know. One of the things, the first thing I do for buying a car is buy a good car. No expensive, a good car with minimum problem. So I think most of you know some of the Japanese cars are very reliable, right? Even now, Myvi is very, very popular, hardly got problem also. You don't need to buy an expensive car. So this is just how the sharing. Hope some of you maybe can learn from this side up.
Yeah, nice, very nice tips. Thank you.
Okay. So I will post this in the groups. Okay. So group 4 was 16, 17. Then group 1 is 18, 19, 20th, 21st, and all. All right. So any questions? Otherwise,
we are releasing the part 3. This is when you're doing 19 onwards, is part 2, and then now in conjunction with Ishwarama today, we'll be releasing later the part 3. So we are not too far away. Okay. I hope our brothers and sisters, I mean, a lot of effort is being taken to do this, and also the study circle. Please look at it from the perspective of the 108 mirrors. So even next week, before you come also, again, revise back the 18 names also, and then look at each one and then see how far we are away. Each one is away from those 18 qualities and 18 attributes. So that the whole idea is to see that we must tune up our frequency so that we can finally vibrate with the same resonance that Swami wants us to be like. So the whole idea is like a mirror to adjust our personality and move forward. This is what I want to say. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Dr. Sabitan, you raise your hand.
Sairam, everyone. I've just shared the link to register for our East webinar. I think sister has asked if the webinar is online. Yes, it is online, sister. It's on Zoom platform. So the link is there. Please click the link, and it will direct you to a Google form where more details are present, and you can also directly register. All right? Okay. That's all, brother. Just wanted to.
Okay, thank you.
For those of you who are coming from different centers, please encourage your devotees. They'll really benefit. They'll really benefit from this exercise on Saturday, which Sabitan is talking about. Please ask them to join. Okay, thank you, Sairam. Until we meet again next week, Sairam.